talking about it. Hey, y'all, what is good? It's Shy the Sage, returning for another amazing video. What's up? Hey. Today's video is about the power of the P. Okay, I can talk about this subject for days. Okay, now let me make a disclaimer before I get into the information. Okay, if you are a male identified woman, and if you are a male who feel uneased by this message, I do not care. Do not bother to put your unsolicited opinions in my comments. If you don't like what I'm saying, click off the damn video. It's not that hard, okay? And also another disclaimer, this is not a man bashing video, okay? I do believe that our masculine counterparts are very much needed, okay? Somebody got to build skyscrapers and cars, and somebody got to do construction work, and somebody got to, build stuff, and it ain't finna be me, okay? So our masculine counterparts are needed. I do respect the divine masculine. I do respect the man and his purpose, okay? So this is not a male bashing video. This is just highlighting the significance of the human female. So let's get started. Here, I have drawn a diagram of Earth and the ethers, okay? This is our little planet, okay? It could be you, I don't care if you think it's flat, tetrahedron, I don't give a damn, okay? This is planet Earth. This is where we reside in this plane, in this three-dimensional plane, right? This is the veil between the spirit world and Earth. Now, when new souls want to manifest themselves, right, they have to cross a bridge to reincarnate on this planet to live in a body. Now, how does one cross over to the bridge? How do new souls are born? They have to come through this veil, and that veil is the human female, okay? We know by just observing science and the natural law of this realm that females give birth to other beings, okay? So when you need to reincarnate as a soul, when a soul has a purpose or a mission, whether evil or good, they have to cross a veil to the world, to get in the world, okay? And that veil, they have to go through the human female, okay? That's just facts. We know that, right? So we can use some thinking, okay? So, and shout out to Dee Dee. She is an hypergamous lady who lives in South Africa, okay? So she exercised that diagram, right? We all know that women are the bridge between the spiritual world and the physical world, okay? We are the portal. The womb is the portal from the ethers to this realm. That is a fact. Now, before you go on and say, oh, but you need a sperm, and nothing would be out the sperm male. That is true currently, for now. However, it was a certain point in time, a few million years ago, where most of the entities on this planet were female, and they reproduced by parthenogenesis. They did not need to carry males, okay? Males were not of existence until probably, until some point in time, okay? And then you have to also look at the woman carries the X chromosome and the male carries the Y chromosome. If you were to look on your phone right now and Google what is the difference between the X chromosome and the Y chromosome, you will see that the X chromosome is five times larger than the Y chromosome, meaning it carries more genetic coding. It carries more genetic material, okay? So this is why people make a mistake and think that woman came from man. How can woman come from man when the X chromosome is larger than the Y chromosome? I cannot give you more than what I have, what I don't have, okay? Like I said, that's like you asking me for $40 and I only have 20. I can't give you $40 if I just have 20. It just does not make sense. So this is why it's important to be a critical thinker, okay? woman did not come from man came from woman. Okay, so being aware of that information, a lot of males throughout human history have known that. Okay, they have known that without women they cannot reproduce themselves, and men were created so women can have extra genes to ensure survival in prehistoric times. Okay, so like I said, women were creating themselves through parthenogenesis, right? But then, men were created so we can be able to carry extra genes to ensure our survival. All right, it's not really nothing too deep. It just is what it is. This is why you see males of all species, males develop feathers and colors, and even in today's modern society, you see males getting certain social status to attract women, because the whole entire purpose is to get your genes into another body, and they cannot get their genes and reproduce. They can't reproduce without you. Okay, they know this. So this is why the patriarchy was created, and this is why religion was created, where it gave a narrative that, man is first and the woman is just supposed to be there supporting whatever decisions that he makes. And it was not already like that. Okay, so patriarchy and religion was created because to control women, to ensure that men get their genes into another body. This is why a lot of men don't even understand why they are attracted to certain body parts on women, whether it's big breasts or big boobs, big breasts or big butts. Okay, when men see that, their biological wiring is like, wow, that indicates fertility. So my hormones are raging when they see breast and butt, because it's literally that biological motion, or the biological homeostasis in their body is telling them, wow, she has plump breast. That means she's fertile. That means she will be a great incubator for my genes. That's literally what's happening when men see women who have assets, physical assets that they like. Okay, man cannot reproduce himself without your permission, ladies. You must understand that sex and even relationships do not happen unless you give consent. Okay, sex does not happen, sex does not occur unless the female gives consent. Okay, if the female obviously does not give consent and he does it anyway, what is that considered? We all know what that's considered, right? And that is a crime punishable by the law. Another example of this, you can see, for example, Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones basically kind of lays out a layout of how the European monarchy was. So as you see in Game of Thrones, women are used as political moves to merge houses, because the women ensured that the kings or the male royalty's genes would be passed through. This is why in Game of Thrones it's so imperative that a king or a prince bear sons, okay, so they can continue to rule. So as you see, it's true. Like, if you pay attention to how they did stuff in the monarchy, in the royalty period, they used women for political moves to, like I said, make deals and merge houses and stuff like that. So and make alliances with other houses to create power. Okay, but like I said, without the woman, that would not be possible, right? So we know this. This is why, a lot of men get upset when some women express, I don't want to have children, I don't want to get married. And then, they try to gaslight you because they know that they cannot recreate themselves by themselves. They need you to bear their children or bear their legacy, okay? They can't do it with their homeboy. They can't bring in a legacy with their homeboy. So that's why men be getting offended. That's why men are offended when women say they don't want to have children or they're not really interested in dating, because literally their survival and their ability to recopy themselves is based on you. Like I said, this is why they gaslight. Oh, you're gonna be alone with cats. Oh, you're gonna say single, da 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 da. This is why, and you are noticing that a lot of men are really saying the same things because it's literally a program. Like, I've seen so many men use the same rebuttals to certain, it's like they were replying to a stimulus without even knowing, without even thinking about why they're responding to the stimulus. But you realize most men say the same thing, okay? Die with cats, you never gonna be married, yada 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 do, okay? House Slytherin, baby. I love my cup. My boyfriend bought me this cup. So, yeah, don't allow men to gaslight you, okay? Because most men, not all, but most, not all, because there are some good men out there, but they a little scarce right now, okay? Don't allow men to gaslight you, okay? Most men are stuck in their lower nature, okay, due to ideological subversion and due to demoralization, okay? It is a reason why the world and media, especially the media, has put certain things out to human beings to keep human beings in a certain lower state. Because when they're in that lower state, they're easily controllable, and they're in that controllable energy, and having people dumbed down benefits people who are up here, okay? So please don't allow men to gaslight you, and please protect your womb, okay? Always, always, always protect your womb. This is why sometimes religion can be detrimental, because religion has really separated people from nature. And I don't mean like nature just like living barefoot and hunting stuff. I mean like the natural order of things. This is why the world is such in a disarray, because you have religion making people think the world is supposed to go one way, and religion completely alleviates all logic, okay? All logic. It's some people right now. I had a friend a few years ago, you know, and we had our religious differences in religion. And I asked her, I'm like, if she had a daughter and a daughter got pregnant, and she asked her daughter, how did she get pregnant? And her daughter said that I walked past the church and all of a sudden I got pregnant. Would you believe your daughter? And you know what her response to me was? Well, it is possible because Mary got pregnant by an angel. Girl, everybody and their mama know, in order to get pregnant, you gotta be hunching, okay? So that really just blew my mind, how all logic, all science can be disregarded because religion has separated your critical thinking. And mind you, science is just observation of nature without human interaction, okay? So that's why religion is detrimental, because you really got people in this delusion like there aren't natural laws to this thing, and that's why we're all upside down, and that's why that shit's dangerous. So all the information I explained is kind of, and like I said, I'll probably make a part 2 and part 3, but all the information I explained is really kind of get into how all women have value. Okay, now I'm talking about, because there are 2 different types of women. There are earthly women, and there are divine women who are actually on their purpose, who actually value themselves and things like that. I'm particularly talking about women in their divine power, okay, who's not just spreading their seeds and abusing their womb. This is not who I'm talking about, okay? So I don't want to hear in my comments, oh, but women are doing this. I'm not talking about those women. I can't relate to those women. I'm talking about, I am a certain woman, so I'm hoping that this will reach other women who are on my frequency. This is the purpose of doing this, right? So all women have value, okay? Don't let men tell you different, all right? Every man that comes up to you wants something from you, baby. I'm telling you. If you was not attractive, that man, if you didn't have something that man want, he wouldn't be bothered with you. If he didn't find you attractive, if you didn't have a nice body or a nice booty, that man would not be giving you the time of day, okay? And that is facts. Every single time a man comes up, and they may lie, because they gonna do that, and they may like, why they always think we want something from them? Because you do. You wouldn't be here if your JJ was to fall off right now and you was to tell that man, I ain't got no JJ. Watch how fast he lose interest. Because it's the truth. Women add value, but we know this. But I'm going to give some examples. Women add value, for example, music videos. A music video is not as cool or bomb or a dope music video if women are not in it. This is why all rappers have women in their video, because the women bring value to the video. Or even at certain clubs, how they have a lower price for women to get in or ladies get in free, because they know that in order to have a good turnout, you need women there. Ain't no men just gonna be sitting there, like I said, heterosexual men. Ain't no heterosexual men gonna be sitting there looking at other men. They there for the women. Okay, they there looking for the women, looking to get a twerk. Okay. And also, when they're trying to sell something, okay, when they always try to sell something, they put a woman on it, or they advertise a woman on it. For example, back in the early 2000s, when they tried, or in the 90s and the early 2000s, and even in the 80s, they used to put sexy women in front of cards to sell them, because they know that the woman adds value. Okay, you have value. Your womb is valuable, and a lot of y'all women too are not protecting your womb. Okay, y'all letting anybody shoot up in the club, if you get what I'm trying to say. Y'all are not protecting your wombs. And let me tell you something. Some of the men that y'all be sleeping with, a lot of their ancestors, those men's ancestors, will do anything to reincarnate. Some of the men that y'all be with, their ancestors was drug addicts, pedophiles, women who were sexually irresponsible. So what do most spirits in the ethers want to do? They want to reincarnate. So some of these men out here, and this is a part of spiritual warfare, their ancestors will manipulate your love to get you to reproduce with that man to recreate themselves. And most of y'all right now have kids by a man, by your baby daddy, and that child not even your child. That's his child and his ancestors. Some of y'all got kids right now, and them kids is draining you. Them kids is making you tired. Them kids is sucking the life out of you, just like that man did, because that's not your baby. That's his baby. His ancestors chose to hijack your love and use your love against you. And now you got these kids, and like I said, I met kids like this. Now, I'm be honest. All kids are not holy and divine. It's some kids who are really out here demonic and parasitic. And I know a lot of people don't like to talk about that, but it is what it is. I've met a couple of those kids in my lifetime. It's some kids that really like, wow, this child really has a light. And there's other kids too that are draining and parasitic. And you can see them draining the life force out of their mothers. Why? Because that baby is not your baby. That baby is that man's baby. And his ancestors then reincarnated and used your womb as an incubator to recreate themselves in that baby. Now y'all at home stressed out with that baby. You can't even have a life of your own. And this baby just taking from you. And then you can't even feel bad about it, because, you know, society is just like, oh, take care of the kids, save the children. Fuck that. Some of these kids be demons, because the seed in which they came from is a demon and is parasitic. But they don't like to talk about that though. Stop having kids by these men. Stop having children by men who have not wholeheartedly committed to you. Stop having kids by these men who can't even fucking pay your phone bill. Okay? And a lot of people be thinking that the hypergamous movement and all this stuff is just about women being greedy. No, because in relationships, women, we take the harder fall. And then it be some women that talk about, oh, well, you know, when we have sex, I get mutual pleasure too. That might be true, but at the end of the day, we know sex is a reproductive activity. First and foremost, before it was even for pleasure, it was a reproductive activity. So in the event while you're trying to get your mutual pleasure, if you get pregnant, you got to carry that baby. Your body has to change. You gotta lay on that delivery table and risk your life to bring in this man's baby. And this man, he could just, like I said, it could be sudden. This man could possibly potentially walk away. Especially if he ain't really made no commitment towards you, like, hey, you know, I'm gonna marry you, or not even if it's not marriage, hey, I'm gonna put you on my life insurance in case something happened to you, or nothing. No type of commitment, no type of security y'all got going on with these men, and y'all laying down talking about is mutual pleasure. You're going to take the fall. You're going to always have the greater risk because you're gonna get stuck with a baby. And then now y'all co-parenting, and then you with the baby 24/7. He might get the baby on the weekend or every other week, but it's you who's taking the bigger risk because you gotta your life set back 5 years because you gotta take care of a child. All your careers and all your dreams and the things that you had planned for your life, you gotta put that on hold. While this man out here living his life, dating another woman. Trust me, I've seen it. So when you talk about sex and pleasure, it's not the same. It's not the same. So, but deep down, men know this. And like I said, it's because of patriarchy and religion, they try to guilt trip you and gaslight you and, oh, you gonna be single. And statistically, we already see that article that came out during the summer. Even Andrew Tate said that it's a high number of single, lonely men out here. And a lot of them don't get that. Like even Kevin Samuels was trying to say that. Kevin Samuels had a whole video, you can go on his channel right now, that says men should pay for everything and women should be hypergamous. But they never ever want to mention that. But they always want to mention, and that's why Kevin Samuels has passed away, because he was using his platform. And he even said it himself, like, if I was to encourage men to be better, they wouldn't listen to me. But if I was to attack women and gaslight women on my platform, I'll get a lot of praise for it. And that's what he did. And the Divine Feminine was like, And I really think somebody put a curse on him. I'm not gonna lie. I think somebody hexed that man. But that's what happens now. When you don't disrespect the Divine Feminine, when you're exploiting, deep down you know that women are, you know the value of women. And anytime a man asks you what you bring to the table, baby, he don't like you. Because either you see the material or you don't see the material. He's trying, when a man asks you what you bring to the table, he's trying to get you to convince him to date you. Because any man will, that's like me throwing a party and asking and inviting you and then asking, what are you bringing to my party? You invited me. I invited you, like you invited me to your party. What do you mean? Asking me, what am I bringing to the party? You invited me. So they know deep down, the men of the world, that's why I know this information. They know that they cannot recreate themselves without women. So this is why they like dumb women. This is why they like women who don't have no self-esteem, because you make it harder for them to recreate themselves in you. Okay, so this is why, you know, they make women feel bad about, oh, being lonely. And honey, and I'm in a relationship and I'm saying that, and don't get me wrong, I love my man take good care of me, but I don't even give my man my time, all of my time. I make sure that I take care of myself first. I'm not running up behind him, what you doing, who you talking to. I'm not doing all that. I'm not, because you know I'm in a relationship and he treats me very well. I come first. I know my value. So that does not just go out the way when a man is in your life. So I really hope y'all really got something out of this, ladies, because y'all need to start protecting your womb and stop letting these men procreate with y'all, because all men are not supposed to procreate. Okay, some men are really low in their natures and don't really need to reproduce and recopy themselves. Okay, even in the wild, it's even some lions in the wild who would never have prides, who will reproduce themselves. It's just nature and survival of the fittest. Okay, it is what it is. I didn't make the laws of this realm. I just observe them and I just tell them to you. So with that being said, I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. Till next time, bye.